Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Maria Carrera, and this is my ID. Okay, on this occasion, I want to talk about 6 strategies that will help us improve listening and speaking skills. Although there are many more strategies than we can use, today I will talk about these 6 important strategies: predicting, self-talk, visualizing and creating images, paragraphing and summarizing, connecting, and inferring. I took these strategies from the didactic guide of the Practicum 4.1 of Ochoa 2022. Predicting. According to Jan 2009, this strategy allows us to improve listening skills and using prior knowledge to avoid frustration or anxiety. This refers to vocabulary and content development, which is taught before carrying out a listening and speaking class. With this prior knowledge, learners will be able to interpret what they hear or they expect to hear it. In this way, this strategy makes it easier for the students to enter into the context of what they are going to hear. Thus, reducing anxiety and can focus possibly to understand from the hypothesis that previously raised. Therefore, their strategy it helps learners to be interested in the learning more vocabulary, and this way they improve their lexicon. With this strategy, students worry out about the words are pronunciation, and to that when they hear them in the audio, they can understand and interpret them what they hear. Okay, but how can we use this protection strategy, this predict strategy? We must take in account and that there are 3 phases: before, during, and carry out in the listening activity. Okay, in the first phase, we must anticipate the story we heard, and important to review the background, vocabulary, and it is necessary the words or phrases can be translated for better understanding. To improve the experience and at this stage, we can talk with other students about what the speaker is going to say, about their experience about the topic, and what they hope to hear. While listening to the audio, it's necessary to monitoring the correct understanding. Depending on the level of the student, the performance of the students, the audio can be stopped to know if the prediction were correct and for no predictions. And classify the necessary understanding, unnecessary and information. No, the third phase is important as the previous ones because we will use the language to convey to our thoughts about the correct and incorrect predictions and how or what we need to improve. Okay, that is a similar washback. Okay. The next strategy is self-talk. According to Ochoa 2008, this strategy is very useful to not only to improve speaking skills, but also to reduce anxiety and stress if we do it in the positive way. Well, this strategy, this strategy is about the thoughts that are usually in our brain. But since we are non-native speaking of English, we must direct these thoughts to the target language, English, okay? An appropriate way to do it, so speaking out aloud with ourselves. In the way we will encourage ourselves to speak more without fear or being wrong or make mistakes. Some advantage, according to the Maria Spanditi, are practice the language when you want to talk about what do you want. Memorize the words and phrases more easily, feel comfortable with the language speaker, and speak faster and sound more natural too, and final words and phrases to learn every time. And the third strategy is visualizing and creating images. This strategy is very useful and didactic and allows creative to be encouraged. within the class of English as foreign language. We can use it based on prior knowledge of the best used techniques within this strategy is storytelling, where a teacher or professor tells a story and the students imagine themselves with them in their brains. We can also resort the image or things that the students can touch, smell, feel, and create complete immersion in the language classroom. No, according to Rolf Donald, this strategy make classes memorable, make the students' imagination combined with the language and encouragement of the a conversation and exchange of opinions. In short, in this strategy, this no helps to obtain a new vocabulary to remind the students' memory, and they use their imagination and senses about the words, combining creative with learning. Okay, the next one is paragraphing and summarizing. This strategy is widely used within reading and writing skills, but when we we apply into the listening and speaking, we allow these skills to become active. And therefore, the people or the person in this case who use it, must be prior knowledge of what's to be done. The performance level must be at least intermediate for this practice, not for this strategy. So that in this way, both the speakers and listeners share ideas about the conversation. To better this strategy, it's important to know that when we paraphrasing, we reaffirm what the speaker understands our own words. While when summarizing, we condense the speaker's main ideas clearly and objectively. According to the website India Free Notes 2022, the Enhancing Listening Skills, there are some recommendations for this strategy to be effective, which are listening carefully and observe the body and language that the speaker uses. Simplify the language with the synonyms, reforms the message while they maintain the meaning. Use our own words. And the end the speaking should be as if they would say that correct, okay? Okay, the fifth strategy is connecting. This strategy allows listeners to improve their listening skills with prior knowledge. In the strategy, as in the predicting, the listener must be prior knowledge what he or she is going to hear. But this knowledge is mainly based on previous experience. As Palmer 2044 indicates, the ideas that listeners have about the subject of the auditory suspicious will allow this person's brain to make connection in such a way that an image can be made in their brain of what she or he hearing. And in this way, the audio can be better assimilated. As we can see on the slide, the listeners makes the connection in his brain in this case, no, according to his own experience. As a result, listener can understand and talk about that he or she hears. Okay, and finally, inferring strategy. According to Bailey in 1998, the action of inferring refers a logical reasoning in which consequences is true, be it in fact a suggestion. In the other words, in the context of the listening, in this listener's ability to extract what is not explained, and the why is which the listener understands in the meaning of words that doesn't yet know. Here are some themes you can use to take advantage of this strategy. Okay, recommending that the audio material be a video or a person telling a history. Second advice is pay attention to the tone of voice, of intonation. the body expression, okay, the setting now. Select important clues and repetitive words. Another is hypothesis about the audio. Use your prior knowledge of words and phrases you already know. Find the meanings of yourself of words or phrases you didn't know. And finally, confirm with the audio script to improve more and more. Don't forget to repeat the new words several times and make sentences to improve your speaking. Okay? Uh, that's this has been all, and I appreciate your attention. This is my list of reference and use for this work, and thank you.